Okay, we're just going to talk 1 minute about paper cutting. So our pages for this album, the actual pocket page size is going to be 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. So I like to allow 1/8 of an inch little border. So if I was covering a complete page, I would cut my decorative paper at 7 3/8 of an inch by 7 3/8 of an inch. Now lots of people get confused about cutting your paper, but if you always keep your bottom left hand corner as your reference point, it's easier to do that. So if I wanted to cut this at 7 3/8 by 7 3/8, I take my paper trimmer,
or guillotine,
or your guillotine, yep, and I turn it. Now that's going to be the bottom of my page, so I know that's always going to be the bottom of my page, but I want it to be 7 3/8 high. So if I turn it like that, put it in at 7 3/8, okay, yeah, I know that when I cut it, it's actually going to be the right height. So I'm just going to be brave and cut straight across like that, okay. Now I want it 7 3/8 wide, so I'll do it again like that, okay, and that's it, like that. If for some reason you need to turn your you want the pattern cut differently, and you need to turn your paper over so you can access your guillotine in the right measurements, as long as you've got a little reference point there, just use a little bit of like a post-it note, something like that. In this case I have a paw print, which is the right thing to have. Then you'll be able to work out exactly if everything's the right way round. So that is 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. What you also need to make sure, because I've got that little reference point there, is I know that's the right way up for the papers, okay. Paper matching. The first page one we do is actually paper matching, and all the measurements and all the instructions will be given to you in your PDF. You go along like this, and I know I want that cut at 4 3/8. So no, I don't want it at 4 3/8. I want it at That's why you always, what do you always do?
Measure 3 times.
Measure 3 times and cut once, and it is 4 3/8. So we're cutting.
Who knew?
Who knew? So we'll cut it at 4 3/8 there across like that. Okay. So that's it, and then your other paste paper would match there like that. But I know already, just thinking about this. Oh no, it is right. You end up starting. So that would be your 2 pieces. So when you stick them together, that will be your continuous pattern. Now, if you think, oh, I've cut my paper wrong, don't panic, okay? Don't panic if you think, oh no, I've cut it in the wrong place, and it's this side that you want. Turn it over, piece of double-sided tape, and we've all done this. Okay, piece of double-sided tape. Turn that over, all right. Push it up slowly. Okay, now this is where I know we go on about them, but this really is a fantastic tool, okay, and that will really help. It warms the papers up, warms the fibres up, and you've almost, apart from where I scrumpled it there, but you've almost got an invisible repair there. It's really hard to see that you've cut in the wrong place.